Hello once again and happy Tuesday afternoon. This is First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. I want to give you the latest update on snowfall. Snowfall totals as well, at least here at the station, and then of course talk about our Thanksgiving forecast and how cold it is going to be coming up over the next several days. We're going to start off here in just a second by showing you this iCam full screen, but I do want to let you know we've seen at the station now about 3.3 to 3.4 inches of snowfall. And again, that does not include some snow that melted initially this morning. So thinking right around 4 inches or maybe just shy of that so far. Do have a couple more hours or so we can just get a little bit of light snow, and then after that, snow starts to exit Fargo-Moorhead. Still looking, though, right through the evening, even early overnight hours at snow in Lakes Country. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and pop up full screen here. What you can see behind me, still a little light snow coming down in Fargo. Also windy conditions. You see that camera shaking out there and blowing that snow around, leading to a continuation of poor travel conditions. Now, interestingly, this morning at about 6 o'clock, we saw temperature in Fargo 35. Once that onset of snow hit, temperature quickly dropped within about an hour and a half to 32 degrees. That's where it sat for about 3 or 4 hours. Now we're seeing that colder air push into Fargo, 27 degrees. Now you see, generally speaking, sporadic numbers between mid-20s to about 30 degrees. Once we hit the overnight hours, we'll see those numbers drop down a few more degrees. We do have cold air, very cold air coming, but not necessarily right away. We're still going to see, it's going to be a cold day tomorrow, but it's really going to get cold once we head into Sunday and next week, and we'll have at least a few of those days for you coming up in just 1 second. Just a reminder, First Alert Weather Day, not just today, but that goes through tomorrow morning as well. The reason is that concern with travel. So we're not going to see any snow coming down, maybe a couple flurries out there tomorrow morning, but I think we start to get some sunshine in there as well. The thing is, it's still going to be windy. Obviously, we've got the snow on the ground. We've got the snow on the roadways. Some of that will be plowed, but there are going to be roads that is not the case. So just want to let you know, Wednesday, a very busy travel day. I think a lot of folks hitting the road, whether it's heading south, off to the east toward the Twin Cities, and then off to the west toward Bismarck as well. And I want to let you know that, again, roads are going to be tricky in some areas. So take your time out there tomorrow morning. If you can hold off maybe a couple hours before you leave, I think you'll be a little bit better off once we get some sunshine. Roads will start to improve a little bit. Plus, of course, plows, they'll have a better chance to kind of get some of the roads that they're not getting to this afternoon or this evening. Okay, pop this back up full screen for you. And again, this goes through Wednesday morning for those hazardous travel conditions through Wednesday morning, I should say. And in addition to that, snow and wind until the early overnight hours. The wind will stick around through tomorrow morning. The snow will exit the region later this evening. So just a quick look at our winter weather highlights. Area in blue, winter weather advisory. This is in effect until 6 p.m. this evening, so another about 2.5 hours or so. Winter storm warning in the area shaded in red. That goes till 9 p.m. this evening, at least as of right now. Blizzard warning in place until midnight. Our southernmost locations, that does include southern portions of I-29. So if you're heading to the south this evening, just want to let you know that that could be an issue out there. The very strong winds along with that snow that has already come down. And we'll look at our wind gust here in just 1 second. I want to show you our radar first, and notice the back edge of that snow now east of Grand Forks and creeping closer and closer to the Fargo-Moorhead area. In fact, they're about Tower City is the westernmost edge at this point. I think within the next hour or two, that snow will start to exit. Again, other than a few flurries, Fargo-Moorhead. However, if you're in Lakes Country, that snow going to stick around for another several hours. The areas here in the kind of the deeper blue shade indicating we have some pockets of more moderate snow. The lighter the blue, the lighter the snow that you see right there. And you can see Winemer, Lidgerwood, Breckenridge, Rothsay, all getting some of those pockets of a little bit heavier snow. You even see a couple spots of dark blue there, indicating some of the heaviest snow we see around our region right now. So about 5 o'clock this evening, winds are going to remain strong. We're going to continue to see that snow exit the region. Certainly by 7 o'clock, I think Fargo-Moorhead in the clear. But notice areas in Lakes Country, especially the eastern portion of Lakes Country, we are still looking at some decent snow coming down. 9 o'clock, that progression of our system moving off to the south and east will continue. And with that snow fully exiting the region once we get to about midnight, Let's take a look at our wind gust planner here. As you can see how strong those winds are at time, low to mid 50 mile per hour range, and portions of the Red River Valley. That includes Fargo, that includes the southern Red River Valley as well. Jumping ahead, it's about 8 o'clock. Winds start to settle down somewhat, but still, we're looking at mid 30s to low 40s. What does that mean? That means that snow that's on the ground, even when the snow exits, is still blowing around, still creating very poor travel conditions, both in terms of visibility, as well as, again, the roads are still going to be tough out there tonight as well. Midnight tonight through tomorrow morning, those winds will continue to slowly decrease, though again, Lakes Country, we're still looking at low to mid 30 wind gusts tomorrow morning for much of the Red River Valley, including Fargo, Wapaton, Sisson, among others. We're going to see wind speeds gusting into the mid to upper 20s. So with that in mind, we're going to continue to see very poor travel conditions really through much of the overnight hours. There we go from very poor to poor, indicating that I think some of the roads will be plowed just a little bit out there. But again, overall, one of those evenings where, unless you need to go out, let's say stay in, the roads there just not in great shape. Tomorrow morning's lows, upper teens to low 20s for most of the region. Still looking at cloudy skies. And again, still looking at a few potential flurries. Tomorrow afternoon, temperature's not going to climb very much. We're going to see mid-20s, maybe an upper 20 or 2. We will have some sunshine tomorrow afternoon, so a little sun reflecting off that snowfall, that fresh snow. Thanksgiving forecast, we're looking pretty good. We're going to see a mostly sunny sky. It is going to be chilly, temperature of 23 degrees, but again, I think more sun than clouds out there. Very nice day. Again, it's going to be cold. We're going to have that snow on the ground, but the snow will not be coming down on Thanksgiving. Very nice day. Now we're going to take a look at our Thursday evening right through Saturday. We have another system which will begin to move into the area by Friday evening. And what it's going to do, I think mainly the southern portions of the region are going to get the most snow out of this system. Snow creeping up as far north as portions of I-94. You can see Fargo and Moorhead just right there at the northernmost area, whereas area south will continue to see that potential for light to moderate snowfall. System exits by late Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. So again, for those folks in the south and Lakes Country, and those are the guys who have been the big winners today in terms of the most snowfall, that's the area we expect to see the best chance for most. And now one of the things we notice here, European model calling for a light snow as far as Grand Forks or close to it, and then spreading into northeast North Dakota. But again, any maybe heavier totals. And when I say heavier, we're talking 1, 2, maybe 3 inches. Those are our southernmost areas. American model still has the most snow coming down in our southern locations, but notice overall the chance for seeing a little bit more snow comes into play with the American model farther north. So again, Grand Forks to Fargo, maybe an inch or 2 of snow. I think the European model, the one that's showing a little less snow, is the model that is most correct here. But again, something we'll continue to keep an eye on. We do have first alert weather days Friday and Saturday, especially for our southernmost areas. Finally, let's end things with a temperature trend here. Going the wrong direction. 26 on Wednesday for Thanksgiving, 23 as mentioned. Friday, Saturday, low 20s. By the time we get to Sunday, we're going to see a high of only 16, lows down there in the low single digits, with some areas even hitting below 0. And that is going to continue those mid to upper teens for the better part of next week. So again, we've got the highs in the teens next week. We're going to have lows right around the 0 mark, a few single degree digits above to a few degrees below that 0 mark. So just something to keep in mind. So we get the snow, and then we get the cold and the very cold for next week. Now, I will tell you that as far as next week goes, at least right now, it doesn't appear that we're going to have any big systems move through. So once we get past Friday and Saturday, next week looks generally dry. Could have a couple of very weak waves of energy bringing us a few snowflakes out there, but by and large, we're looking dry. So it will be very cold, but at least next week we're looking at very little opportunity for snowfall. So no additional snow expected for next week. But again, those temperatures, they're going to be cold enough out there as it is. Don't want to deal with any extra snow at this point. So again, be careful if you're traveling, whether it's this afternoon, this evening, overnight, or certainly tomorrow morning you're heading out the door. And again, your destination, depending on where you're headed, if you're driving, unless you're going north, you're going to find snow out there, at least snow on the ground, rough travel conditions, portions of Minnesota, South Dakota, and then heading west to North Dakota as well. So take it easy, be careful. If you can wait till later tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon to drive to your destination, I'd say the later we get, in the morning and afternoon, the better those travel conditions are going to be. In the meantime, take it easy, enjoy that snowfall, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.